What's going on, fam? We're back. See, here's the thing. What happened to dating? And I say that as an open-ended question because I'm sure y'all got some stories, but we got some stories too. We're going to give you guys our perspective on what we think has happened to dating. You know, when you look at it historically, back in the day, you used to court. You know, you would go, y'all sit on the porch, have a mint julep, you know.
He said mint julep.
Yeah, go walking down the street.
On the porch.
You would go, you would take time to get to know people. You know?
Lost me already.
See, B, he said we lost him. Why? Because
I know why.
You think I'm gonna call some girl telling her you gonna come sit on the porch?
There you go.
Come sit on my porch.
But I think, you know, for me, one of the things that comes up is the whole social aspect of dating. We ain't talking to people, or shall I say, you guys, D. You guys that are dating, B, because Carl and I retired from that, but we got friends, and
I was gonna say we know people.
We see.
Oh yeah.
So because we've got our own perspective, you tell me, what is your number one reason in terms of what's happened to dating and how it's just taking a nosedive off the cliff?
I think I can speak for a lot of people when I use the metaphor, the pool has pee in it.
The pool
refer to the dating pool. Because you not even from me, you gonna hear that from a lot of people. And like you said, that's why I just had to stop myself and like, what do you mean? You said sit on the porch. If I met a girl Tuesday and I said, you know what? Come over my house and we gonna sit on the porch and talk. She would look at me like I'm crazy.
Why?
Why?
Because okay, hold on. I gotta go back. Because it's like rules. You can't just bring the woman to your house out the gate.
Well, you can go over to her house and sit on the porch. Y'all can meet at the park. How
She
about that?
She don't want you to come to your house either.
Meet at the park.
We about to have a picnic.
No, you can just meet at the park.
Just chill.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I go ask any woman right now, can we go to the park? If I just meet her, like if I go to Kroger or Target, can we still go to Target?
No, not Target.
So
anyway,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. I think a lot of times throughout this session, I'm gonna say the word "why" because I'm coming into this with an intellectual curiosity.
No,
I don't know,
the
but I
pool
do
got
want
pee
to.
in it.
So you ain't saying it to be a butthole.
No, I'm right. I'm not saying it to be a butthole. I'm really
It's
asking
true
why.
though. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's taboo. That's the best way I can put it.
Okay.
So these rules, where are these rules
it's
at though?
It's these unwritten rules. Because if you try it, you will fail. And you will fail horribly if you do it.
Okay, but here's the thing with that, and I say this in any instance. The law of averages dictates that at some point you're going to get a favorable outcome. So you keep asking, somebody gonna say, you know what? Yeah, because that's a good guy. I'm gonna give him a chance. Let's go to the park.
I'm a good guy, but I'm still not about to have no woman just coming to my porch. It's not gonna work. I'm telling you.
So what is the expectation? Okay, oh, no.
You know what I'm saying.
Let me rewind. No. I know, but let me rewind. You say you would fail miserably. I'm using your words. If you were to say, hey, come on over and let's just chill and kind of, get to know each other type of thing on the porch.
So you don't think that's a way?
What's the response you're gonna get?
They're gonna look at me crazy and they're gonna go on with their day.
They gonna look at you.
But I'll give you the law of averages. So we gonna say I asked 10 women, hey, I'm Brandon, nice to meet you. You wanna come over to my house? I think you really pretty and we gonna chill on the porch.
Yeah,
I mean, out the gate.
You getting to know somebody. So let's take
That's weird what you just said.
But you said bring them to the porch.
But I mean, you've exchanged information. Y'all talking on the phone.
Okay,
it's a Saturday, and it's like, what you doing Saturday?
Oh, okay, let's go with that. So
it's
it's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So you saying on Saturday after I got her, met the number, we done text and call, FaceTime a couple
there you
times.
Go, all of that.
Then I'm gonna say, so it's Saturday, right? I'm gonna talk to her Saturday morning and say, you wanna come over this evening? We gonna chill on the porch. Is that what you were going towards?
No.
I think that's where he's going.
I can't, well, yeah, maybe.
Well, I think you have to you have to warm up to that. You can't just say that out the gate. But my thing is, I would say something more along the lines of, let's get to know each other. So we can go
Over dinner.
to the park. No, we can go to the park.
No, it's
Because
over
at dinner, here's the thing.
or lunch.
But here's the thing.
Brunch.
When you do stuff like that, then you're distracted. Because she looking at the menu trying to figure out, okay, what can I get? What's the most expensive thing on this menu? I'm going to get that.
So you going there.
Then you got...
I wasn't even going there.
No,
I wasn't even going there.
That's why it's distracting. Because
That's how it is, though. We can barely do the coffee date. You might be able to slick that in.
Man, you go get some coffee if you want to. You sitting there and you start getting the shakes and you had the dribbles. That's
okay. If you got to know your system,
see?
that's on you.
Not if you're lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's on you. If you know you got
get the almond milk.
Caffeine
you
does something.
You mess
to
around and cut one while you're sitting there at the table.
I went to a coffee shop this past week in the local area here. I'd never been there before. They had a nice little room on the side. It was very, very well lit in there. They had a little music playing in the background. Very nice little spot. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, this would be a nice spot to have a little tete-a-tete, rendezvous type of thing. But you're telling me that that's out of bounds?
I'm like Eugene said, law of averages. You take 10 women, and we can debate this down, but I'm telling you, 10 women, you say the same women, same
all
scenario.
of them gonna say no.
No. I'm gonna give you law of averages. So if you say, hey, you just met her, right? This is like the Saturday example. If you say, let's go out to eat on Saturday night, so we
okay, no. Let's put it back. You met her on Monday.
Okay, conversation, text, whatever throughout the week.
Well, why you see? And that's one of the. We gonna get back to that because you threw in text. But
text, phone call, FaceTime, all of that.
We gonna get to that.
So y'all talked all throughout the week. It's Saturday. Law of averages. If you say it's Saturday, you want to go out for a coffee, or you say it's Saturday, let's go out to dinner. Statistically speaking, your odds are tremendously higher with the dinner versus the coffee.
Of course, because she knows she can get you to spend more money on dinner. But that's not what it's about. To me, that when it comes to dating, you trying to get to know a person.
They got to weed you out.
But you think
what's the conversation been all week though?
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
So then it comes to dinner. I still think it's distracting because again, she's looking at the menu. She's trying to get the tomahawk. Okay. She's trying to get the tomahawk because here's one thing:
tomahawk yet.
A lot of men have fallen into that trap.
True.
If you ask somebody out on a first date as a man, why would you let them choose?
They choosing a place?
If you ask somebody out,
oh no, I'm picking a place.
Period. You talking about the date period, right?
Oh
yeah. Why would you let them choose? It's a first date. Because if you do, you already know what's going to happen. Cha-ching.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking for myself.
But it didn't used to be like that.
But speaking for myself, what I'm going to do is it's going to be dinner or a happy hour at a bar or something. Because that's just the norm. It's not going to be the...
How you get to know somebody at a bar during happy hour?
Well, that's like the stage one. So you just
to me,
feeling
you better
around.
At the happy hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you might. That's what I'm saying.
But I feel like you can get to know somebody over dinner.
Okay, you can get to know somebody over dinner. So you say Saturday, let's go to dinner.
Bingo.
Okay. Jane is saying they're going for the tomahawk. Are you gonna pick the dinner spot?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be where? Because again, like you said,
okay, we gonna do the.
I want to see the reaction if you say, "Let's go to dinner."
Can't say Cheesecake Factory.
See, you can't do that. But you
a Cheesecake Factory-esque restaurant.
What is the Cheesecake Factory?
Whatever that mid-grade. You know how you had the $5 signs that. $2.50.
Oh yeah, that's why I went to go because that's where I was gonna go. And so my example is how many stars is it on Google? I think it's $4 signs is like the most expensive.
Okay, 4 is
right?
supposed to say.
So the first date, in my humble opinion, it's not gonna be the $4 signs because that's a little up there, right? That's your tomahawk. I haven't purchased tomahawks. I don't even eat tomahawks myself, but you can go for the $3 signs, right?
That's too much. Because let me say this.
I gotta get me something I want to eat too.
You eat before, And here's my thing with
I
that
eat
though.
before the date?
If you suggest a
You
restaurant,
pregame
answer
when
me
you go to the
this.
bar, don't you?
Yeah.
Who eat before the date though? Wait,
I mean,
But listen, if
I'm
you
not gonna be hungry.
if here's the thing, if you propose a
Mhm.
restaurant, place to meet, they got something to do, they decline. Is that a red flag? Do you want to go back again at some point and try it again?
Is it a legitimate like something came up? Like I got sick?
I don't know,
or
but I'm just no. I'm just saying, hey, let's go to I don't know some mid-grade restaurant or whatever.
Mhm.
And y'all
they
been
can't.
talking all week, things been going good, and you've been getting positive vibes and stuff like
Mhm.
that. She'd be like, I got a exercise class or something. And you just get a funny feeling. Because fellas, y'all got to go with these funny feelings.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
if we've been planning all week and you come out to be like, I got an exercise class Saturday at 7. Yeah, that's the red. That's a little.
So do you circle back at some point, or do you be
Saturday at
like
7 in the evening?
Yeah, that's
on to the next
He
one?
must be an instructor.
It's a spin class.
private.
Okay. So I'm gonna get to that. You say spin class. I want to say this part.
But
go ahead. B, go ahead. B.
But how would I look at that? I mean, I'm gonna take it like that's a little suspicious. And depending on my level of interest, I may circle back, but it's not gonna be high priority. It's gonna
What
be
would
like
make you circle back?
my level of interest. Like if it's just something like, she might be decent for me, but if it's something like I'm locked in, yeah, I will circle back.
Okay. So I'm a dip real quick because I found a survey.
Ooh.
And it
I
was
like
done
facts,
in
data, and statistics.
2022. Okay.
Mhm.
And it states that back in 2020, 90% of singles prioritized physical attractiveness in a potential relationship. So you look at somebody, ooh, right.
Okay.
However,
Mhm.
2022, that number dipped to 78%.
I believe
Now,
that.
one, you have to ask yourself, who was they talking to? Because that's what I do with all surveys. Surveys can be skewed.
What was the first year?
90% in
No,
20,
I'm talking about
the year.
2020.
2020.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what? I know where you're going with
Okay.
this. 'Cause that-
That's what. Okay, you already know.
so
Why?
so my point is, do you find, and you talked about your level of interest, as men, historically, that's what we have to go. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on that. But as
Mhm.
men, that's one of the first things we noticed. And that's what it's, oh, she got a big or some nice.
I would say I'm like that survey. Because in my younger dating days, I was like,
So now physical attractiveness isn't that important?
I mean,
Is it a factor?
it's a factor and it is
78% now?
important. But again, like I would say, if I put that as like, that's what I need and have to have, because I've been in that situation where I had the nice, attractive, whatever. I'm not going to go into detail, but it ended up working out horribly. And she had all the guys chasing her because how she was looking. But on the back end, I was about to pull my little hair out.
Well, BBD say don't trust a big butt and a smile.
I did, and
see, so
learned.
that's my point. So then you circling back, your level of interest, is it going to depend on your level of physical attractiveness?
I mean, I feel like that just gets you in the door, if that makes sense.
Okay, but again, you circling back, is it because she looked good? As opposed to our level of conversation and how comfortable I feel talking to her.
And go like this. No, because I know Carl gonna be
man,
like,
it's yes or no. Come on, B.
Because I feel like it's a better way to. I don't like just the yes or no, because then it's like, yes, looks do matter. I feel like that's just what gets you in the door. Because yes, you can look good and not take the girl out, but then if she just talking about cotton for 3 hours, I'm out. I don't care how pretty she is.
I mean, does she work in textiles? I mean,
You know what I mean. But that's just the door. And we physical creatures as men anyway. But at this dating age, I'm like, that can't sustain me.
But so I'm gonna go to those years, 2020 and 2022. Carl, the first thing I thought about was COVID.
Yep.
That's why, because we was
That's why I said, what was that year again?
yeah,
Sound
because
familiar.
we were forced to deal with some things that
Every day.
I don't know about you, Carl, but I know of a few people that got divorced because they couldn't take it.
I had a relationship.
I know
Didn't
people that
survive
got
COVID.
divorced and got married
See,
COVID babies.
because it was a lot of what's going on here. Either I'm over here and I'm siloed and I'm lonely, or
we stuck in the house.
we stuck in the house and I never
Get
spent
me
this.
up outta
I haven't
here.
spent this much time with you in one spot in
Get
25
me outta
years.
here.
Exactly.
So,
and
yeah.
I can't take it. So I think too, what it forced us to do is to be, or to be more communicative. We had to communicate more. And that's one of the things that I think is lacking now.
Yeah.
We talk about dating because, we live in a microwave society. So, people are getting married and divorced within 4, 5, 6 months of each other. So if you don't like something, just go. Versus back in the day, we tended to communicate more and, talk about things. I like this, I don't like that, so on and so forth.
I think we still communicate.
How?
Yeah.
I think. No, I can't. I think there's a different. Yeah, it might be a different level, but I think we might communicate a little better. Honestly.
How so?
Y'all go how, why, who?
I'm just saying. I'm telling you, I'm curious because I see what I see, and then it's like,
now it's not speaking for everybody.
okay,
I
know
it
you
is
can't speak
not
for
everybody.
but
there
how
are.
how do you say that?
Like I would say, like a couple relationships I've had. I had like my first relationship in my 20s. There was like not communication or whatever because I was physically built, right? So that's why I learned later on, don't just go for the whatever 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, whatever, and base it off nothing else. Down the road, women I've dated, it's been a lot more communication. They are very open about what they don't like or don't like. Now, again, some women may not be. Because I'm not the most biggest open book. Women got to pry stuff out of me.
That was my next question.
But it's not like it's just 2 stone walls out here. And it is some cases like that. I will be transparent. There are some stone wall relationships. And like one girl I know, she tells me a lot of relationships she knows about are surface level. And that does happen. But I feel like there's older relationships that are surface level too. So I feel like that kind of depends on the dynamic.
Well, I think being superficial is one thing that we see now. I know, Carl, when we were coming up, we would, quite honestly, we didn't have a choice but to communicate. When we were in relationships, a lot of times you dating somebody at school or whatever the case may be, you're going to see them at social events. If y'all beefing, y'all friends know. And it's always going to be that one friend that's going to be running back in between. What she said and he said
in real time.
Yes. And ultimately, it either works or it doesn't. But I think, that was a good thing for us. Talking on the phone. I can remember falling asleep on the phone. You just talking, 2, 3, 4 hours, falling asleep. And what was the line you had? You sleep?
You sleep. Because she said something and you go, yup. And she's asked you, what you doing tomorrow? You'd be like, yup.
So, stuff like that, it helped you to, in my opinion, to learn how to communicate. Because now, again, I got social media. Man, people dating on social media.
Yeah.
You like somebody's picture. Next thing you know, they DM you. What? Huh? Now y'all talking and y'all say, where they do that at?
Now.
So how does that work though?
That happened all the time.
Okay, so to that point, I'm going to what you said. You said you feel that it could even be better now in terms of communication than it was before. Is that part of the better social, like text interaction or DM
that's the
interaction?
Gift and the curse. I'll put it that way because there's good sides to it and there's bad sides to it, right? Because again, what's a good example? Because you know how you guys get the example where you and your girlfriend getting into it and Susie is in the middle, being the middleman saying, well, Carl said this, but Becky said this. That back and forth. Now you have like the social media aspect of it where now Carl, y'all
can have 50 people.
Yeah, so Carl get mad. He gonna post on his story, women get on my nerve.
I always think that That too.
Yeah.
But I always think of it like this. I've known some people who are very good writers,
Mm-hmm.
and they can really put together whatever. They can do poetry, they can do prose. Y'all might not know what prose is, but look that up.
Little haiku.
They can do it all. They can do all of that stuff. But if you sit and talk to them, they really can't express themselves.
Yeah, you got
necessarily
I
the
see where
same
you're
way.
going. Yeah.
So I can text all day long. Hey, beautiful, how are you today? What's going on? How's your day? Hope your day is as wonderful as you've been to me these last 2 weeks. You can put all that together. She's like, oh, what?
Girl, look
But
at
then
this.
you go out to dinner,
And then you go out to dinner. Exactly. Then it's like, I had seen this. And I
TikTok funny.
I said this
I know where you
to
going.
someone some years ago. When Kanye West was kind of on his borderline of going insane.
I'm gonna say which one.
And he was just out here ranting and raving and going on. And it's like, well, somebody was saying, well, he can't. He has these feelings. He just can't express them the way. And I said, he writes for a living. How can you write? How can you sit down and write an entire song, rap lyrics, but you can't verbally articulate what you're saying, but you can write it down? And then it had to click to me like, okay.
No, but you see that in real time. Yeah.
You see it in real time. So
now talking about technology, social media. What about dating apps? Have you ever been on a dating app? The gods have spoken.
Somebody just booed it.
Somebody said no.
I think that was inner branding community. But for me, no.
You've never perused a dating app?
No, because I feel like, why? And then some of them be costing money to get on. But my thing is
that's
like,
so you can get them premium women.
But here's my take on it. Dating app, it's an app where you can direct message some women you want to talk to, right? Why can't I do that on Facebook?
Because you ain't got access to the premium women.
The premium women on Instagram.
They got filters.
The
which is
premium,
another reason why.
Okay. No.
But if I could just supersede the app and get on social media.
Let's go back to that statement, because I want to go there. The premium women are on Instagram.
Duh.
What makes them premium?
Because they influencers.
That's what I'm.
Who they influence?
I don't know, but that's the premium women nowadays. I don't want the premium women, but I'm just saying.
And that's the thing. You're saying the premium women are.
I don't want the premium women.
It's a facade.
Yeah,
because
premium is a facade.
Because what are they doing? Do they ever show themselves going to work?
No.
Or do they show themselves like, oh, every now and then I'll see one where a young lady has said she's a real estate agent.
They all sell real estate,
but she's also got the OnlyFans in the in her bio.
Girl, I could start selling real estate in 2 weeks.
And I understand that. I understand that.
I know where you're going.
But it's like you're not showing me that you're working in real estate. You're showing me that you're an influencer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nowadays premium women.
Well, how are you premium?
Because they got 75,000 followers.
Going back to what Eugene said, you're looking at that's that 90%.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know anything about you other than what you present on Instagram. So even if
you gotta check the highlights.
Even if I DM you, how do I know these? AI is, and I'm not talking about Allen Iverson. I'm talking about this computer stuff. Hey, beautiful, I love your, love your pic, whatever.
You can't do that.
You getting a response. You don't know you're getting a response.
You can't do that because it's like 75 other messages that say, "Hey, beautiful."
Well, unless you are an athlete.
Yeah, you got the check by your name.
Those DMs get answered.
But you can buy a check.
Oh, well, just buy the check.
So
that's cheaper than a dating app.
Is it?
I don't know. Somebody look that up for me. But I'm just saying you don't need the dating app because you just got Instagram or Twitter.
But you haven't. And I'm not. I don't want to poo-poo dating apps like that. Cause
me neither.
I do know people who have.
Yeah, and they work well.
Apps,
yeah,
and they're still in a relationship and so forth.
What's the percentage though, bro? Because some of them people I be looking like, Both of y'all look creepy, so
mean,
maybe it'll work out. I don't know.
I'm looking at it. To me,
Not the
okay.
creepy
So let's
people.
go back. Let's go back.
Mhm.
When we're talking about dating, are we talking about dating just to go out and meet somebody, or are we talking about dating to build toward a
And
relationship?
and I'm glad you brought that up
Ooh,
because one of
I
the
like
things that I like to look at is when we talk about dating, men and women have different perceptions of dating.
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with a few women. They see dating as, Carl, to your point, working towards something.
Mhm.
We see dating as, I got a roster. So on Monday, I'm going to see Jessica. On Tuesday, I'm going to see Pamela.
I don't
On
have
Wednesday.
no roster.
Okay, B,
Continue.
This is
you
B.
need to get you
This,
one.
no,
Yeah,
no,
no.
this is dating app. So let's just,
Continue.
So-
this is his DM
Continue.
outreach.
So we have a difference of opinion when it comes to that. And the women that I've had this conversation with, it was a no-win situation because I continue to tell them, as men, we see things differently when it comes to dating.
Yeah,
You know, and oh, heaven forbid, sex comes into the picture. Then I think a lot of women, well, no, I can't say that, but some women
yeah.
feel like, oh, we're one now. We've had sex. So men, we
Well,
like, okay,
It depends on, again, to me, that's the conversation leading up to it. Because you know, prior to any type of entanglements, what
I
your
like the choice of
mindset
word.
is. You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
true,
Or at least
true.
you should.
but men don't care. You know that she wants to be in a relationship. You know she trying to get married.
Yeah, because
but you
some
still
people
saying,
don't care. They go like,
you
I'm gonna
still
get
saying,
that.
I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Leave that up to the next joker to
guess-
get with her.
I guess as the older I get, I just see the flaw in that.
That's why the pool
Because
got
the
pee
other
in
thing
it.
is, no, because this is the thing too. I done seen too many Tubi movies. So you telling me, I really want to be with somebody. I want to settle down. I'm going, yeah, baby, me too. Yeah. So what we about to get into. Now I do this, and then it's like, yeah, I'll call you next week. And next thing I know, she on the front lawn throwing Molotov cocktails through the window.
And
Because I didn't invite her to sit on the porch. So she know where I live.
see. So now we've moved into that term that gained traction around 2010, I think, 2015 in those years. But then in 2017, it was put into the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. That term would be ghosting.
Ooh.
So now, talking about dating, B, have you ghosted? Have you been ghosted? And how does it make you feel?
Well, let's just break down ghosting first. For those that don't know, ghosting is you. I'm gonna say it can't be serious too, but you dealing with somebody and you vanish like Casper the Ghost.
You disappear.
Yeah, and that's your question.
Stop communicating.
I have ghosted somebody in a forum before, but it wasn't working out.
Why?
It wasn't gonna work out.
But why? Well, you couldn't have just had a conversation, say, hey, it's not working.
Well, I'm a busy guy, and wait.
Justifying.
Wait. I'm
Go ahead. No,
justifying.
no.
I'm
Yes, you are.
explaining what
You
happened.
justifying, but go ahead.
I was a busy
Go
guy,
ahead.
and then the woman that was, I was seeing it wasn't gonna work out. Then the woman I saw it was gonna work out with, so it's like left or right. And I'm not gonna be like him and get this on Tuesday and get that on Thursday. So I just went over there, and then Casper.
So
I'm not justifying.
how would
it.
you have felt if someone ghosted you?
Yeah, I'd be all right.
You'd be all right?
I got thick skin.
Okay. So when you riding down her street, you don't think about the good times. And the next day when you riding down the street again, you don't think about stopping, wondering whose car is that in her driveway.
Well, I explained why I did the ghost maneuver because it was this one over here and this one over there.
So if somebody did that to you though, you say, Brandy, he's a nice guy, but
it's a big sea out here. I'd be okay.
okay.
I'd be fine.
Because here's one thing that I thought about. I remember
I'd be
Carl,
right.
when I came back from the military, it was the 90s, fam, That's my decade. I don't care what y'all say. That the 90s, oh Lord. But anyway, so we would go out probably like every weekend. I felt like I was trying to play catch up because it wasn't a club around and we wasn't hitting. And I remember one time.
I'm glad you stressed you got home from the military and you didn't just like get home because that's a different meeting.
I've never been locked up. I don't think.
First day out, huh?
Right. I got to catch up.
We do know some people like that.
Yeah.
That's why you got to explain these terms.
We were at, I was talking to this young lady in the club. Okay, cool. I'm thinking I got my game on. Well, let me get your number. She was like, well, no, let me get yours. Yeah, okay. Gave my number. End of the night. Like, and when they start getting your number? Carl, and I quote, oh yeah, they doing that now. So you can be sitting at home waiting on them to call. Wait a minute. So
yeah, they do that.
in my mind, my 20-something, I'm like, has the script flipped?
It can sometimes. Yeah. It's unusual, but it happens.
I think it has, because what I'm seeing as it relates to dating now is, Carl, what we have coined as the sissification of men as it relates to dating. Brothers have started getting way too sensitive.
You saying they want to be chased?
No, what I'm saying is brothers are in the seat that women used to be in terms of, hey, what you mean you don't want to be with me no more?
Well, I'm glad you bring that up because
I wish I would.
I was talking to some 20-somethings in preparation for this show. And they said, using your, they didn't say sissification, but I can say sissification and softness. But they said that men are now feeling like, I'm the prize. So like you said, B, what you mean you don't want to? Look at me. Look at me.
You know,
I'm not telling nobody I'm the prize.
Hey, I mean,
you can hint at it, but can't you?
It's like, yes. Do they want to be chased? Yes. Do they want you to, what you doing?
I have an issue with that.
Can we go out? I'll take, they want that. And again, I think I have a hint to, why. But I would ask why. That was the question.
Well, let me ask you why. Because I don't agree with that. I know it's out there. Yes, I'm not saying it's not out there. I just understand it.
I think it's because, and we've talked about this before, men are not being raised by men.
Okay, fair.
Men have no reference to courting. They have no reference to a particular set of rules that we would go by. And I say we, I mean people that were born, I would say, prior to 1980 would go by.
Okay.
Because fair. It's a certain, yes, you would say, okay, we take the young lady out. Here's the thing I would say, you talking about going to dinner. Had a player back in the day tell me, don't take him to dinner, take him to breakfast. Because what happened is, first of all, breakfast is cheaper. Second of all, it's a quicker turnover. So you're not going to be there all day. Now, if y'all clicking and y'all vibing, now you got the rest of the day. What you doing for the rest of the day? Let's do X, Y, and Z because y'all clicking. If you're not, what you doing? Oh, yeah, I got to go do some yard work. You got to do your spin class. Peace out. Okay, so now I've only spent, breakfast isn't going up now, but, now I might spend $40.
Well, and it is the most important meal of the day.
$200. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So we're not getting all these kind of, we're not getting cocktail flights and appetizers and all this kind of stuff.
Let me ask y'all then. Let me ask y'all.
A loaded omelet.
There you go.
So, because I think it's a clash of different worlds. So for y'all, use my example. You meet you at whatever store and you see a woman you like. You interested. Sure. I'm just saying you out and about at the mall or whatever.
Somerset, or am I at I gotta know
why
where I'm
you
at.
Trying to trap me?
No, I'm sorry. I'm
trying to trap me.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying you out somewhere,
okay,
wherever you be, and y'all meet somebody you interested in. What's the lead up, and what is just a brief summary of what the lead up? Because I'm going somewhere with this to get to that first date, and what is the first date typically?
Back in the day, since I'm retired now, fam, it would be more of a conversation.
Mhm.
Hey, how you doing? And I don't say this to toot my own horn, but back in the day, you know, I would be approached more than me approaching other people. That's a good
Okay.
thing and a bad thing. But anyway, no,
Grass.
I would.
What you bring to the table?
I would approach them. Hey, introduce myself. How you doing? Whatever. And for me, and I can't speak for anybody else, but
Yeah.
brothers, now ain't got no game. You got to have a hook. Okay, when
True.
you're talking to the women, my hook has always been humor. Because if I can make you laugh, chances are,
Yeah.
yeah.
We know. If
but-
you don't know, sorry.
Yeah. So put it in the comments. Ask, I'll let you know. But that was my hook.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can get somebody to smile,
Yeah.
who doesn't like humor?
Mm-hmm.
And hey, you try and find a common interest in that quick, 2, 3, 4 minute conversation. If you get the number, then I'll call you sometime and
Okay.
leave it at that. Now, when you get to the point where you're talking on the phone, now you're starting to, see where this person is, try and see what common interests you might have. And quiet is kept. First date, why not go all out in terms of impressing her? Not necessarily to a particular restaurant or whatever the case may be, but again, a nice lunch date. There you go. Because that's midway. You have a nice lunch date.
Putting in good effort. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's okay when you say all out?
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I said.
Oh no, not from a financial.
He buying a
standpoint.
tomahawk.
No, I'm talking about just a nice lunch.
You mean
lunch.
putting your best foot forward?
Exactly.
Okay, I take that.
And at some point, I ain't trying to give brothers no hint. You might want to weave in some religion. What church you go to? That'll get you in too. Because if she tell you she don't go to church, then guess what? You're dealing with the devil. I ain't got time for that.
Well, and then depending on who you are, you might like that.
Yeah, somebody. I don't think that's gonna stop somebody.
Depending on what stage you are in your life and your journey.
Depending on your walk.
Right.
Depending on your walk.
You might like you don't.
I don't go either. Let's go.
Watch out there now. Yeah. I guess I'm still with what Eugene was saying. It's we say game, but you still have to have some conversation. You have to be able to, you talk about communication and all that kind of stuff when you're saying texting and DMing and verbal and FaceTime. It's a lot of that now.
Yeah.
But before it was
You didn't have that.
You either talking on the phone or you're doing face to face. I mean, unless y'all was really into it and writing letters back and forth, which is, But
you gotta wait for the mail to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's a whole nother level. But if you're just like on the phone or you're face to face, because here's the thing: if I can verbally hear you or I can visibly see you, it's a lot less miscommunication that can happen. Because
no
if
assumptions.
You text somebody and you say, hey, what you doing right now? Now you could really, really be in the middle of something and you text, hey, I'm busy. Text you later. They might take that some kind of way.
And don't put no caps in there.
Right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they don't have time for me now. Yada, yada, yada.
But they
may and we've got the auto reply on a lot of texts. Call you back.
Don't use that. They gonna hate that one.
That's a perfect example too, Carl, of the sissification of men. Because men will act like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Let you text somebody you thinking y'all cool and she don't text right back.
Right back. There you go.
Yeah. Not realizing it's 9 to 5. Hello, I'm working.
What if you're in a meeting?
But again, now
that's why I said don't. If you're having a conversation, hey, typically, Mondays is my really busy day at work. Yada yada yada. So I've told you that already. Monday, you don't. Hey, how you doing? It'd be 4-5 hours. Oh, hey, just saw this. Are you just not seeing this? And I'm saying this using this voice and head shaking, but it can come from either one.
There you go.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
It can come from either one. So, because, you said these dudes now, they're so feminized.
But that's because
why?
They had no
I'm
reference.
saying why.
They had no reference growing up.
But
look.
I'm gonna challenge that though, because my parents didn't
Okay, but listen, B, you grew up in a two-parent
You can
household.
stop right there.
Yeah.
Your parents.
You had a father who spoke wisdom and knowledge into you, hopefully. But it's a lot of these guys that came up with single mothers.
Okay,
i.e.,
fair.
single mothers trying to build into these young men. You can't do that in every aspect because here's what's going to happen.
I can get
Mama
that.
she's single, so she going to go above and beyond for little JJ, okay? I don't know where that came from. But anyway, so she's giving him everything that she thinks he wants, everything that he says. She busting her hump trying to get it for him. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
he getting up, so he's used to that.
Yeah, he's
exactly.
Spoiledness.
You get out in the world, he start dating 16, 17. Young lady doesn't treat him like his mother treated him. What is he going to do? He going to nut up. 9 times out of 10, he's going to nut up. And guess what? That's because he's seen his mother react in a negative way to whatever particular situation. And in his mind, this is how you react when you don't get something that you want. At no point in time has he had a reference from a male role model. Hey, this is how you handle it. You don't react like that. So now what you have is these young men that are out here acting like pimps because their mama gave them everything. Now they out here, young lady don't give them what they want. They want to slap upside the head, so on and so forth.
And I use this example too about men, young men, when I'm talking to these 20-somethings I was doing my research with. They were saying that even nowadays, men are coming into relationships, 20-some-year-old men talking about, well, I don't want my woman to work. We were to get married. I don't want her to work. So I've said to them, if you're coming into a relationship like that at this age, in 2025,
in this economy,
run.
You're right. You're looking to control. And I said, what if you trace it back? I said, you're gonna trace it back to that young man's relationship with his mother. I said, because it's gonna be one or two things. Either one, his mother was a single mother and she worked so hard that he was home alone a lot. He spent a lot of time. He didn't have time with his mother. So he's figuring like, okay, I don't want my wife to do what my mother did. So I'm going to do what I can do to keep her home. Now that's one little thing.
Fair. Okay.
The other part of that is the mother is very domineering and she was very controlling of him. And he's like, well, you know what? If I can control my wife, she's not going to have no control over me. If I'm saying you stay home and I'm the one that's going to be working, then I control everything in here because I've been controlled.
So when you say controlling mother, because I've heard this term and I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but you have alpha males. Now they're trying to bring up alpha females. I don't know what that is, but would that be, the route if you have somebody that's controlling? Because I'll say this, I do know some women that are super independent. And it could be a blessing. It could be a curse.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't even know if alpha female is like an independent woman who's, like you said, super independent. Maybe.
Yeah, hyper.
I look at it as, and I know women who were back in the day very outspoken. Very much, and you could say like, "Oh, she run that house." I mean, your neighbors, you had, and it was like, the husband came home, he was, "Hey, how you doing?"
Shut up, Charles.
And right? I told you to cut this grass, and you ain't even cut. Look, peel this, and you could see it. You could see, and I'm like, okay, she
over there talking about help,
right? So you saw men,
twice, Charles.
You saw men whose fathers were emasculated by their women. So they're like, oh, that's not gonna be me.
So they overcompensate.
Now, I had an aunt who was very, very outspoken. This has kind of taught me a lesson. Very, very outspoken. She liked to gamble. She gambled a lot. Legal and illegal.
Ooh.
So she did her thing. But that was her thing.
Do it all.
We all got our hobbies.
My uncle, she was married to, very cool guy, laughed a lot. He was always funny, jovial, laid back. She said, and she was telling the story, she said, she was going out one night and it was something, she was going to this illegal spot or whatever it was. And my uncle said, where you going? And she said, I'm going over so-and-so. He said, no, you're not. Not tonight. Go on, sit down. You know what she did?
What'd she do?
She went and sat down.
Yep. Because she ain't never heard him talk like that.
Because she's like, her thing is, that's my husband. Now, I can say all this stuff and I can put on the show if I want to, but he's still the man of the house. Now, he's not controlling. He's going to let her do what she, but on this particular day, it was like, nah. Now, for whatever reason, she said, I don't know why he said it. I don't know what was going on that day. She said, but I'm going to respect it.
That was God.
Now, these alpha females who are, like you said, hyper independent, they not
What
even
you
gonna,
say, Charles?
they're not even going to get, no, they ain't going to say nothing. They're going to
They
keep
gonna
walking.
go.
Oh, never mind.
Exactly.
Never mind.
Hey, you go over there.
You hear the garage door
Right.
closing. Oh, she ain't.
You know,
Yes, she did.
and it is what it is. My point in that is saying you've got women who can be outspoken, but can also be, and I don't want to use it. I'll use the word, and people are gonna take offense to it, but they can also be submissive.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And it's not, but in a relationship, it's gonna be a give and take.
Yeah.
We
Gotta
don't use
float.
the word submissive with men, but it's gonna be times where your wife is you're gonna acquiesce,
There you go.
you know, to your wife or to your mate and say, okay, yeah, you got this one. I'm still in charge,
Mm-hmm.
but you
I'm let you have it.
You can have this one.
Yeah. Right.
Teamwork,
And
make
I
the dream
think,
work.
and I think that now that's what dating is missing. They don't have a give and take. Somebody wants to be in charge. Somebody wants to be the alpha, using that, and then it's like we don't know how to work together because. And this is the other point I want to bring up. I don't think men and women know how to be friends anymore.
What say you?
Why you had?
Hey, man, because you out there.
Platonic, non-sexually active with each other friends.
Mm-hmm. No matter how attracted you may or may not.
Both are heterosexual.
Well, I currently don't have no friends. At the
See?
moment.
So what
I
does
can
that
have
mean?
friends. I just
Okay.
don't have those.
Types of friends. You don't have.
It's possible.
So you don't have platonic female friends at this point.
You know, I got some associates. Let's put it like that. I have some platonic associates.
So what's the difference between associates and friends?
No, because an associate can turn into a friend. That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay,
Because
we go call a platonic friend. So I do have a couple, and then I've also kind of crossed the friend line one time. It happens, but
So how'd that work out for you though?
It ain't work out.
See,
but sometimes
it does.
Yeah,
though.
sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But I will say it is possible to have that platonic male female relationship. It just takes discipline.
So why do people think that you can't do that?
Yeah,
I know we've
Discipline.
talked about
You
this. This is
don't
one of our
have-
first shows where we talked about it. But I've always felt like you can. I mean, it takes maturity on your part as well as your partner and or your platonic friend. Because I think ultimately, of course, people have to respect each other's relationships. But if you've been friends with you've been friends with a female for 20 years and you get into a relationship, things get serious, and she's always been your platonic friend, then why would your potential mate have an issue with that? She shouldn't.
But she would.
See?
She would.
Oh,
but she would.
But would you?
No, I wouldn't.
See, that's one of the
But
differences between
I feel like that's a
men
man
and
and a
women.
women thing.
Yeah,
But
because
I
as
think-
long as I know him, hey, don't.
Yeah, I mean, my wife has she can be on the phone with a guy, and I mean, I know who the guy is. It ain't just random dudes. You know
So who that?
But I mean,
Don't worry about it.
That's I know, like you said, I know him. When we're together, we kick it, but I don't have the same relationship with him that she does. And then vice versa. If I'm talking to a female that I know, and see, I know you in your particular employment don't necessarily have a lot of women in your circle.
Yeah, so
at the burger joint that you work at.
Yeah. Saw
but-
guys in there flipping burgers.
But I've always been outnumbered on the job, women to men. So a lot of coworkers that I've collected over my various employments,
Collected.
I may have stayed in touch with and we,
fair.
we'll talk, and we're just friends. Some of them are single, some of them are married, but it's to me, we bond over humor. mostly. Because it's like
Wait a minute, Eugene said.
Hey,
See,
no.
and hey, that's him.
No.
You said if you make them laugh, you got to put the rest in the comments.
But I can make, and I do the same thing. We came up.
I'm
No, and I'm just saying we came up in the same era. I'm gonna try to make you laugh, to try to set the hook. So if
you trying to hook the coworkers, I just be flipping burgers at work. I can't do that.
did I? No, I didn't really.
Mm.
No, I've never dated a coworker.
Me neither. Well, I can't.
I've never dated a coworker. I mean, because
I wouldn't do it
kind of
though.
like. I kind of was able, like you said, discipline. I was able to kind of keep that separate. I work here,
I think discipline is that part. I think that's the main thing that's messed up in those platonic, that crossover relationships. And sometimes it just naturally happen. But I do believe
ain't no natural. No.
it happens.
It does, but it ain't natural.
Yeah,
It happens.
As men, a lot of times we planning and plotting. Okay, you say
So
yeah, we
what they
cool,
say
but in the back of
sometimes
your mind,
when
not
life
every
give you
man.
lemons.
Yeah, okay.
When life give you lemons,
well,
you gonna make some lemonade.
I think even some of those coworkers that are in proximity, and I've seen this happen before too. Start out that 90% where you looking like, oh, she might not be the best looking person, but once you get to know her, and you like, oh, because I've seen guys, and I'm like, y'all dating?
See, that's because they got Urkeled. You know how
And-
Steve Urkel was wearing Lord Winslow down.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
It was kind of one of those situations like, oh, okay, and it's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be open to it. I don't think it's necessarily as much discipline that you have to keep it from happening. It's just that you have to be open, and if you have that open window, then now if you go into it like me, I'm here to work. We can kick it and kiki while we at work, and outside of that.
Yeah.
And then of course you might go out to, we're gonna go out after work, coworkers,
happy
whatever,
hour
and it's a
or
bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
like the two of y'all,
Just y'all two at the bar.
Yeah, you
at
know what I'm
7
saying?
o'clock
It's
after
like it's
work.
a bunch of people, and you that's how you kind of bond outside of work and establish maybe lifelong or long time friendships.
Doing it.
But
Yeah.
at this age, I don't want to see nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, everybody at Burger King go home to their
I don't want to see
grandkids. So
nobody.
So let me ask this, B, with you being out here and in the dating pool, have things gotten better or worse for you as you look back on your dating experiences and your evolution from early 20s to now you in your 30s?
I've learned a lot. Like early 20s, I was, somebody should stop me. But now I'm smarter.
Somebody should stop you from what?
I made some bad choices back
That
then.
90%.
My father told me back in the day, can't get it all.
Well, I was
Just
trying.
Lord knows. Yeah, we were always trying.
But now I would say,
So
even though people be like the dating pool got pee in it, you just gotta know how to navigate it.
well, don't go down that end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because a lot of
don't the water get colored right there?
Yeah.
so I think it's a couple of things. You gotta have boundaries. I wish I could say another better word, but self-respect in some situations and standards. I know we're gonna go there.
Standards.
Sue.
That's what I was waiting for you to say.
Common sense. And then it's just yes, you need common sense because I did some stuff when I didn't have common sense.
What is common sense?
It ain't that common, I know. But you see what I'm getting at. Just be smart and proactive. And then also I think it's sometimes you gotta get out there and test to know what doesn't work too. And I think over time I've learned the stuff that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have to realize out the gate, this is not gonna work. So you don't subject yourself to, I don't know if it's a woman going with this, you not finna work because I got this trauma from my household.
Because
See that red flag.
And I told those 20-somethings, the question you should ask is, why?
I like it though.
Don't
I get
immediately push back because their
Yeah.
immediate pushback was, well, I went to school and I'm going to work and I did this, all this.
But yeah,
No.
because you
Your
gotta
immediate
unpeel them
pushback is,
layers.
there
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
So let me say this. In my opinion, every trait that you just mentioned, they're all a part of effective communication.
Mm-hmm.
And fam, that's what we're trying to get back to. Effectively communicating wants, needs, desires, the whole nine. Because I think ultimately that's something that, will get you where you want to go. The dating pool, it is what it is, but you can make the best out of a situation by effectively communicating. Carl, let me ask you, seeing how we came up and how the evolution of dating has changed, what would be your suggestion to folks that are dating now?
Stay off social media and stop comparing your relationships to what you see on social media. And I don't care if it's marriages, I don't care if it's the ideals. Those people aren't real. They're just not real. There are people in your life that you can point to. If you need an example, if you don't have an example, you can find a real life example that you can talk to and relate to that can give you some, wise counsel, as we've said before.
Seek it.
Rather than looking at somebody who is single telling you, well, if he don't have this, that, and the other, then you're single. So that means you've never found this person. As bad as you are, as bad as you showing me your little Gucci bag in Dubai, you by yourself. So how you gonna tell me
single people keep single people single?
That's a bar.
Say that again.
Single people keep single people single.
That's what I'm talking about. So fam, again, thank you for being here with us. As always, we want to tell you guys, like the episode, comment on it, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers, fellas, so we moving it. And as always, remember, stay prayerful, stay positive, stay patient, stay peaceful. See you guys next time.